What's poppin'? What's poppin'? How's everybody doing? Welcome to Life According to Rick. If you are new to the channel, hit the like and subscribe button down below. If you are not new, welcome back. The love is always appreciated. So today I'm going to be talking about Young Avengers. This is my second part to my first video of the Young Avengers. In the first video, I kind of went over, some of the Young Avengers that have been introduced in the MCU. And so we are going to further discuss in this video those characters and kind of break down, what part they play in the Young Avengers. Now, Cassie Lang was pretty much one of the first Young Avengers that has been introduced in the MCU. We saw her in the Ant-Man films as Scott Lang's daughter. She pretty much doesn't really, do much but be Scott's daughter in the movies. But in the comics, Cassie Lang, she kind of wants to make her father proud. So she starts using Pym particles, to kind of gain some type of abilities to be able to become a hero, kind of like her father. She then goes on to become stature, like the Pym particles help her get big, and so she has to use something to help her you kind of keep those powers in control. We also have seen Tommy and Billy Maximoff in the WandaVision series. Now, in the comics, the way that Wanda created her sons, because her and Vision cannot conceive children, that's kind of obvious, she used these shards from Mephisto. Now, at some point, Mephisto kind of reabsorbed the energy that she used to create the two twins. That's kind of what you see in the House of M, but that's another story. Now, Billy and Tommy Maximoff are called Wiccan and Speed. Obviously, Speed is kind of like Quicksilver, which is Pietro Maximoff's powers, and he's also Wanda's brother. Wiccan, he's kind of just like Wanda. He kind of has those psychic telekinesis abilities. Now, we saw Kid Loki appear in episode 5 of the Loki series. Now, in the comics, Kid Loki is pretty much a reincarnation of Loki. He ends up dying, and then he is reincarnated. He has no recollection of his past or anything that happened in his past life as Loki. Thor kind of seeks out to find him, and he ends up seeing him. He pretty much tells him what his life used to be. He does mention to Thor that he does have these dreams of himself as older version of Loki, kind of committing all the trickery and everything that he does, because that's what Loki does. He's the god of mischief, right? So he goes on to then help the Young Avengers, because he kind of wants to redeem himself. He doesn't want to walk the same path that Loki did in his past life. We were then introduced to Eli Bradley, who is the grandson of Isaiah Bradley, who was the first Black Captain America. Now, we saw them in the Falcon and Winter Soldier series. Isaiah Bradley, pretty much, he was the first, obviously, Black Captain America, as I mentioned. Because he was black, a lot of the stuff that he did was not recognized as if it was for Steve Rogers. So because of all of that, he kind of felt betrayed, and he no longer wanted to serve as a Captain America and be able to do good. So he kind of just went on living his normal life. We see Eli Bradley in the series, as his grandson, just pretty much a regular kid living with his grandfather. In the comics, though, Eli Bradley starts taking these mutant ability pills. So pretty much he was getting artificial pills to kind of pretty much give him abilities, because he wanted to, pretty much be a hero and stuff like that. He ended up getting into an altercation that ended up giving him severe blood loss. So his grandfather gave him, he got a blood transfusion. His grandfather obviously gave blood for him to kind of survive. But because, like I mentioned, Isaiah Bradley was one of the first black Captain America, the super serum was in his blood, so it kind of transferred into Eli Bradley, which ended up giving him obviously the abilities of a super soldier. He has like kind of bulletproof skin, and he has those healing factors of the super serum. So he was already part of the Young Avengers, but he kind of like eventually ended up getting abilities and not having to take these pills to, kind of give him like these fake powers. We then see Kate Bishop in the Hawkeye series. Obviously, we know if you watch the Hawkeye series, she was fascinated by Hawkeye and she kind of wanted to, follow his footsteps. And, he was pretty much her hero. So obviously at the end of the series, we do see she kind of like takes over the mantle of the Hawkeye, and so pretty much in the future we will see more of Kate Bishop. There are some rumors, or it might be true, but I think she will appear in the Quantum Mania, which is the next film for the Ant-Man and Wasp franchise. And now, again, I think this is what Marvel's doing. They're setting up the Young Avengers because Cassie Lang is Scott Lang's daughter. She will be much more older because of the blip. So I think Kate Bishop will try to recruit Cassie Lang to pretty much do the Young Avengers. Now, next up, we have America Chavez. Now, America Chavez hasn't been introduced yet, but we will see her in the new Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. So it's pretty dope because her character will have a pivotal role in this movie, dealing with the multiverses. Now, a little back history of who America Chavez is. She is from the Utopian Parallel, which is like a place outside of time. She kind of has these abilities. She can travel through time. She also can travel through different multiverses. She's super strong, and she kind of like she's like a jack of all trades. Like she's like a pretty powerful heavy hitter in the Young Avengers. So that's pretty dope because I think she will help Doctor Strange kind of help guide him through like the multiverses. So that's something that we might see in the movie. We will learn a lot more from America Chavez and who her character is in the movie. Now, next on the lineup is Hulkling. Now, Hulkling, he is the son of the original male version of Captain Marvel. Now, he is a half Kree, half Skrull. Um, what does that mean? I mean, a lot of people are probably asking yourselves, what does that mean? So, um, Captain Marvel has Kree abilities. So it's a race, like from space, and the Skrulls are shapeshifters. Now, if you watch Captain Marvel, you see that there is war between the Krees and the Skrulls. Now, Captain Marvel, the male version in the comics, falls in love with a Kree. I'm sorry, with a Skrull woman, which is Hulkling's mother. Due to all the tension from the war between the Krees and the Skrulls, um, they send him to Earth. Now, he is raised as a human. He is actually adopted by a human mother, and his name is Teddy Altman. Now, once he learns about who he is and whatnot, or he knows who he is, he pretty much helps the Young Avengers. He joins them. Now, he has no relations to the Hulk. The reason why they call him Hulkling is because his skin is green like the Hulk. He can pretty much shapeshift into anything that he wants because of his scroll abilities. He has super strength, so he's one of like the big heavy hitters on the team. And he's pretty much like the strong guy. He's like the Hulk's version of the Young Avengers. So that will be pretty dope. It's possible we can see him in the future. Not sure if we will be introduced to Hulkling during Secret Invasion. That is a Marvel series that is actually in production right now for Disney Plus. So that will be super dope. Nick Fury will be returning. For all those of you that don't know, Nick Fury was in space this whole time. In Far From Home, we saw him in the post credit. So I mean, he's pretty much running the show, so he could be involved with Sword now that Shield is no longer in existence due to Hydra infiltrating Shield. We all saw that in the Winter Soldier Captain America movie. So I mean, there's just a lot going on. There are more characters that I did not mention in my original video. Iron Lad is a version of Khan the Conqueror, who is also part of the Young Avengers. Now, I didn't really go into depth of Iron Lad because he hasn't been introduced in the MCU. But a little backstory of who he is. We all know that Khan the Conqueror um, is a version of Khan, the one who remains, who we saw in the ending of the Loki series. So Khan will pretty much be one of the main villains now coming up for the MCU. He will have a huge role, and I think he will be the main villain for the Ant-Man and Wasp film Quantumania. So they're gonna explore more into the quantum realm, and we all know the quantum realm. We all seen the movies, but if you don't know, the quantum realm is like a different universe within itself, where time and nothing really kind of matters. It's like this microscopic world that we can't even see. So that goes into that now. Obviously, we all know that these teams all need funding, right? And the regular Avengers, Tony Stark was pretty much the one funding everything with as far as equipment and all the gadgets and everything. So the Young Avengers, pretty much, I feel that Jack Duquesne, which is Kate Bishop's mother's boyfriend in the Hawkeye series, he's like this rich, wealthy dude, and he was kind of helping Kate at the end of the finale, even though her mother had betrayed him. So it is possible that we can see Jack pretty much helping fund the Young Avengers and, helping them, accomplish everything that they have to accomplish. So that's pretty much it. I hope that you guys like this video. Leave your thoughts and comments down below. Let me know if there's any more content that you would like to see. And I will catch you guys next time.